Assalamu alaikum. How are you all, my dear students? I really hope and pray that all of you are doing great at your homes. Today is 6th of September 2021 and the day is Monday. Unlike our routine that we were following previously, we are now going to have video lessons for this week. I hope that this only week we have to stay at home and then we can meet again because I am missing my students. Today we are going to learn some adjectives. Adjectives that are somehow known but mispronounced or that are not very clearly understood. Of course, these are going to add to your vocabulary words, and all of the words that we are going to learn, we are going to use them in sentences of your own. Okay? Let's begin. The first word that we are going to do, all of these that we are going to do are adjectives. Okay? Do remember that we are going to do adjectives today. Not the definition, of course, but let's recall. What are adjectives? Adjectives are words which modify a noun, which add to the quality of a noun, right? Words which tell us more about nouns कि कोई चीज, कोई शख्स, कोई जगह कैसी थी. That is an adjective which adds to the quality or beauty of it. Now, all of the words that we are going to today are adjectives, and make sure you understand them well because then you are going to use them in sentences. Okay? So, the first word is explicit. Explicit. Say it after me. Explicit. Explicit. This word here, explicit, means when something is said in a very clear way, in a very clear manner. When something is told, when the instructions given are quite clear and they have no ambiguities. जब आपसे जो बात की जा रही है वो बड़े साफ तरीके से कही गई या समझाई गई है. Said or explained in a very clear manner. Most of the times this word is used to tell about instructions. It is used for giving instructions or giving warnings. This is quite a serious word. ठीक है? जब आप किसी को कोई हिदायत देने के लिए या किसी को किसी चीज से आगाह करने के लिए जो लफ्ज इस्तेमाल करेंगे वो explicit होगा. In English we use it for giving instructions or warnings. Now, you're going to find the meaning from the dictionary, take the word-to-word meaning, but I'm just explaining you how it is used in a sentence. Ab dekho, explicit, I'm saying that it is used to give instructions or it is used to warn people about something. So I would say, I gave explicit instructions to turn the stove off after an hour. I gave explicit instructions to turn the gas stove off after an hour. जैसे अम्मी कह के जाती है ना, if she has put the pot on the stove and let's say it's a cooker and something is boiling, she gives specific time. When you put things in a cooker, you have to be very sure and very certain about how much time do you have to give to that thing. So she would say, Betty, you have to turn the gas stove off after exactly 5 minutes. So she is giving you explicit instructions. ठीक है? Explicit का मतलब वो बड़े साफ और वाज़े अंदाज में आपको बता रही है कि आपने क्या करना है. We can also use this adjective, turn it into an adverb. How will we use it as an adverb? Adverb कैसे बनेगा ये? Explicitly. ly, adverb of manner. Explicitly. If you add an ly with it, it becomes an adverb of manner. Explicitly. I explicitly told you to stay in the room until I return. मैं कह के गई थी कमरे से बाहर नहीं आना है. ठीक है? आपको मेरे कहने के अंदाज से पता चल रहा होगा कि I am giving the instructions quite clearly. मैं बड़े वाज़ेह, जैसे आप किसी बच्चे को कह के जाते हैं, you are not going to come out of the room, ठीक है? तो you can say, I explicitly told you to do what I say. मैंने आपसे कहा था वही करना. I explicitly told you not to run on the road. सड़क पे मत भागो, ठीक है? Let's move to the next word. Exponential. Exponential. Look for the meaning of this word in your dictionaries. What does exponential mean? You should have your dictionaries with you all the time. Dictionaries should be like our best friends. Exponential is used when you want to show growth. When something is increasing rapidly in number or in quantity, we use the word exponential. ठीक है? So this word is used to show growth or increase in number or quantity. This is an adjective. Exponential. This is an adjective. But you can add an ly with it to make it an adverb. Yes, an adverb of manner. And what would it become if I add an ly with it? Exponentially. Exponentially. So you can change this an adjective to an adverb too. Add an ly and change it to an adverb. But how would you use it in a sentence? How would you tell that something is growing exponentially? There has been an exponential increase in greenhouse gases. There has been an exponential increase in the use of cars in our country. अब आप देखो सड़क पे जाओ. If you compare it to the last few years, there were not as much cars on the roads, on the streets as there are now. ठीक है? So बढ़ गई है कोई चीज जो ग्राफ पे एकदम ऊपर जा रही हो ना, ऐसे कोई चीज ग्राफ चल रहा हो, and all of a sudden there is this improvement. So this growth is exponential. It means something has risen rapidly. कोई चीज बहुत जल्दी से बढ़ गई है. The company has shown, the company profits have grown exponentially. The company profits grew exponentially throughout the last year. पिछले पूरे साल में कंपनी की ग्रोथ बहुत ज्यादा थी. ठीक है? सो एक्सपोनेंशियल इज अ वर्ड. एक्सपोनेंशियल. एक्सपोनेंशियल. पो नहीं करोगे आप. यू आर नॉट सेइंग टू एक्सपोनेंशियल. नो. एक्सपोनेंशियल. एक्सपोनेंशियल. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू फोकस मोर a lot on that exponential. It's exponential. And when you add an ly with it, it becomes exponentially. All right? Let's move towards the next word. Oh, ma'am, this word, specific, it's such a common word. Why do you even want us to use it in a sentence? Well, I know this is a very commonly used adjective, but it is often mispronounced. I tell you, most of the times it is mispronounced. If I had to give a number, I would say 80% of the times children are mispronouncing it. Not even children, even some. I remember when I was in college, I used to say it in a different way. But then I learned, and that is the beauty of knowledge. You improve with whatever you learn. So how is this particular word pronounced? Specific. Specific. Not as specific. ठीक है? Specific नहीं है. Specific. Specific. Specific is used to tell about things which are quite particular, which are distinguished from the others. कोई खास चीज के लिए जब बात करनी हो ना, किसी एक खास चीज के लिए, so you are specifically talking about that thing. Again, this is an adjective and it can be changed into an adverb by adding an ly. Specifically. Specifically. But yes, when you add ly to it, there also comes an a-double-ly. And you do not pronounce that. Let me write it for you. This adjective I have changed into an adverb, specifically. But I am not pronouncing it specifically. No. The A, the vowel between the C and the L, is usually silent. So it's specifically. Specifically. Specific and specifically. How would you use it in a sentence? I'm giving you an example and you're going to make sentences of your own. I always expect that you make better sentences than what I, explained you about. For example, there are specific areas in the school where children aren't allowed to go. There are specific areas in the park where children aren't allowed to visit. Specific, particular, कोई खास चीज़ है, कोई खास जगह है जहाँ बच्चे नहीं जा सकते. And how would I use it in as adverb? Please answer the questions as specifically as you can. Answers उतने ही खास, उतने ही दिए जाने चाहिए जितने पूछे हैं. इधर उधर की गप्पे नहीं मारनी है. So please be very specific about your answers. Answers your questions as specifically as you can. ठीक है? So specific and specifically. Specific is an adjective and specifically is an adverb. Do pronounce it right after now. Let's move towards the next word. Colloquial. Colloquial. Yes, a new word. Some of the children might be familiar, but it is a new word. Colloquial. Let me write the spellings. Colloquial. Colloquial. This word is related to language. ठीक है, ज़बान के लिए ये लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. It is used for some informal expressions. कुछ ऐसे लफ्ज़ होते हैं ना जो हम informally बोलते हैं. Formal ज़बान का हिस्सा नहीं होते वो. हम उर्दू में भी, हर ज़बान में भी, there are certain expressions which are quite colloquial. Like they are not very formal. ठीक है? So this word it's used for language. ये ज़बान के लिए use होता है. It's related to language. It's language related. And we use this word when we use informal expressions. जब हम कोई informally कोई बात करते हैं, तो we say that it's colloquial. Again, we can change it into an adverb by adding an ly. Colloquially. Colloquially. Can you tell me about any expression which is used colloquially? कोई ऐसा expression है? कोई ज़बान का कुछ ऐसा लफ्ज़ उर्दू में या इंग्लिश में? इंग्लिश में specifically because we are going to make sentences there. So can you tell me about an expression which is colloquially used? An expression which is quite colloquial. She often uses colloquial expressions. ठीक है? She often uses colloquial expressions in her speech. वो आम तौर पर अपनी बात में informal बातें इस्तेमाल करती है. Formal language use नहीं करती है. Colloquial. Colloquial. Good? Let's move towards the next word. Again, a very common adjective, but it's the one mispronounced often. How do you pronounce it? Delicate? Is it called delicate? No. The last E in the word is silent. It's delicate. 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 Say it after me. Delicate. And yes, we can also change it into an adverb. Delicately. Delicately. ठीक है? Delicate नहीं है बेटे. It's delicate. Delicate. So when do we use the word delicate? We use it. It is often used for, flavors or smells or colors or things. It is used for flavors, smells, things, or even even colors, which are very mild, which are pleasant. All of these things which are pleasant but are mild, are not strong. Mild क्या होता है? जो बहुत तेज नहीं होता. Which are mild in flavor. कोई चीज, कोई खाना बनता है, कोई चीज बनता है. So you say, that's delicate. We bought a delicate bowl from Dubai. हमने दुबई से एक बड़ा delicate. Delicate also means something which is very fragile. बड़ी नाजुक सी कोई चीज है. और किसी खाने में कोई flavor हो. She has cooked the pasta so delicately. The flavors are all very pleasant. मतलब उसने पास्ता बड़ी डेलिकेटली बनाया. डेलिकेटली का मतलब है कोई चीज स्ट्रांग नहीं है. समथिंग इज नॉट अप. इफ यू आर हैविंग ऑरिगानो, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू से कि ऑरिगानो इतना ज्यादा डाल दिया, चिली सॉस शी फिल्ड इट विद इट. नो. If something is delicate, it means it is quite pleasant and mild. The flavor, the fragrance, the thing, the color is not very strong. ठीक है? We also use it for situations or when we want something to be handled very carefully. जब हम किसी चीज को बड़ी केयरफुली हैंडल करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है? So we also use it for conditions which need to be handled sensibly. जब आप किसी सिचुएशन को बड़ा केयरफुली और बड़ा सेंसिबली हैंडल करते हो कि कहीं लोग offend, annoy या upset ना हो जाएं. We don't want the people to be upset from us. We don't want them to get annoyed by us. Annoyed क्या होता है? नाराज ना हो जाए, चिढ़ ना जाए हमसे, upset ना हो जाए, गुस्सा ना कर जाए. So we handle the situations very delicately. ठीक है? That is also when you use it as an adverb, you can say we handled the situation very delicately and all the people were pleased. हमने सिचुएशन को, हमने मामले को बड़े सेंसिबली हैंडल कर लिया और सारे लोग बड़े खुश थे. जब सूरत हाल नाजुक हो ना तो हम कहते हैं the situation is quite delicate. ठीक है? So it's not delicate, it's delicate. Delicate. You're not going to prolong the word. Let's move to our next word. Coherent. 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 Again, this is a language related word. Language related word है when something is communicated or said in a very clear way, in a very sensible way, then that is coherent. If you remember, I also told you about explicit. But explicit was a serious word. You use it for instructions or warnings. Coherent, on the other hand, is when the information communicated to you is said in a very clear manner. जब आपको कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन कम्युनिकेट कर रहा है, जैसे मैं आपको किसी चीज के बारे में बता रही हूँ, सो आई एम वेरी कोहेरेंट अबाउट इट. इट मीन्स दैट आई एम डिलीवरिंग द थिंग्स वेरी क्लियरली टू यू. आई एम ट्राइंग माई बेस्ट टू बी एज कोहेरेंट एज पॉसिबल विद द एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ एडजेक्टिव्स. मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि मैं एडजेक्टिव समझाने में जितने क्लियर हो सकूं उतनी हो जाऊं. ठीक है? सो दैट इज कोहेरेंट. द ऑपोजिट ऑफ दिस वर्ड इज इनकोहेरेंट. Incoherent. When something is not clearly said or described, you say it is incoherent. The message she sent me, it was poorly written and quite incoherent. The application she sent to school was quite incoherent. Incoherent का क्या मतलब है? When something is not clearly explained. Or coherent, when something is communicated to you in a very clear and precise manner. So what is coherent? Let me give you an example. The minister offered a coherent explanation for the tax increase. Minister ने tax increase के लिए एक बड़ी coherent explanation दी. Coherent साफ तरीके से समझा दिया कि ये वजह थी. आपने सुना, आपने उसकी स्पीच सुनी और आपको बड़े आराम से समझ आ गया. अच्छा ये वजह है कि prices are going up. ठीक है? मतलब something is not ambiguous. It is clear. It is sensibly said. Coherent. All of the words that we are doing today, you're going to write their meanings in your notebooks and you're also going to use them in sentences of your own. All of them. ठीक है? And do tell me, did you understand it? Was the lesson helpful to you? Were there any ambiguities left? Ambiguity क्या होता है? कुछ पेचीदगियां, कुछ confusions तो नहीं रहेगी. ठीक है? चलो, let's move towards the next word. Exquisite. Exquisite. When something is exquisite, it means it's extremely beautiful and delicate. कोई चीज जो बहुत खूबसूरत हो और नाजुक हो, आपकी कलेक्शन में कोई चीज जो बहुत कीमती हो आपके लिए, that is exquisite. ठीक है? जैसे it's often used with ornaments. ज्वेलरी के लिए ये word use होता है most of the times. या किसी ऐसे crystals के लिए जो आपने खरीदे हो. I saw an exquisite chandelier in her drawing room. मैंने उसके ड्राइंग रूम में एक बहुत हसीन, बहुत खूबसूरत और बड़ा डेलिकेट chandelier देखा. Chandeliers को उर्दू में क्या कहते हैं? Well, याद नहीं आ रहा. You tell me. Sometimes I forget and you know my students message me and tell me, Miss, ये था इसका मतलब. बिल्कुल, I'll wait for your opinions and answers. So what does exquisite means? Exquisite means when something is extremely beautiful and delicate. Extremely beautiful and delicate. Delicate, not delicate, delicate. ठीक है? I'll be concluding my lesson with this word, and we will be revising all the words that we studied in the lesson. The last word is mischievous. Mischievous. This is one of the most mispronounced word, commonly mispronounced. Mischievous. Mischievous. And the noun is mischief. Mischief. This word, mischievous, it is used most of the times for children who usually have fun doing things which, we don't consider fine. But it's not in a negative way. Mischievous, if a child is mischievous, it doesn't mean that, he's being bad. It is just that he's up to something, koi na koi shararat सूझी हुई है usko. And mischief, it's pronounced as mischief and not as mischief. ठीक है? Mischief कहते हैं, it's a noun, शरारत को, and mischievous. Mischievous. Mischievous means when a child is being naughty, but not in a bad way. ठीक है? So these were the words for today, and you're going to write the meanings of them in your notebooks and use them in sentences of your own. So these were the words we studied, learned today, and I hope you are now quite much familiar with them and you are able to use them in sentences of your own in a very coherent way. Okay? So the words are explicit, exponential, specific, colloquial, coherent, delicate, exquisite, mischievous. ठीक है? So these are the adjectives that we learned today, and I'm very sure, inshallah, that you would have learned them in a better way and you would be using them in sentences of your own. That's all for today. Have a great day ahead and complete your work on time. Stay safe, stay sound. Allah Hafiz.